Hey guys. Oh my gosh, I've been going 2.5 minutes. Sorry. Here I am. G'day. Look, hey Adam. JG Polder, g'day. Welcome. Chirpy, g'day. 624 Dudley, good morning. Mark Shetok, g'day. Fridge, hello. Bill Baggins, hello. Stuart, g'day. Tea and Biscuits, hello. Bill's not good. He's off his drink, I think. Who else has happened? What else is happening? I've got everyone's name written down here. Now, I've written everyone's name down who's in the chat. And there's a reason for this, and it's probably a good time to get in the chat because, having given some thought, that's probably the best way to do it, is to write everyone's name down on a piece of paper and put in that box over there and draw it out before the end. That seems to be the fair way. Before everyone says Restream has that function and so on and so forth. Yes, I know. It's just I'm disorganised. We'll do this. Kev. G'day. Write Kevin's name down. Electro Pancake, we'll write his name down too. Yeah, so what's been happening? Try and keep an eye on the chat. Not a lot. Been painting. That's what's been happening. I'm very, very conscious that over the next 2 months I've got very little spare time to do anything productive and a lot to do. This is a bit of an issue, so we'll see how we go with that. There's time, and I've got every minute of it feels like penciled in to actually do something productive. But there's not very many weekends, and there's a whole lot to get done in the next bit, and there's a lot of money to spend too, which is a bit of a problem. We'll work our way around that. Bill, we'll get on to launch layers in a minute. This bit here. James P. Also on the list. Yeah, box of shame happens. It happens. Don't get annoyed about it. The second one's always better. Twin Stick Garage says, and I don't know if anyone follows Twin Stick Garage on YouTube. Probably you don't, because it's not everyone's thing. But Twin Stick Garage says that the best kind of work is rework. I don't believe it. I don't subscribe to that as well as I could. But it's always better the second time around. That's right. We don't say Stuart Gas Engine either, because that's never going to go. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I feel like if I had a little bit of spare time, I'd pull it apart and fix it. I know pretty much exactly what's wrong with it. Probably have got enough on how to fix it, but you want to hear about my month? All right. This weekend, I have got to probably go to Petrie, which is 2 hours or something to the north. I've got to probably have this sign finished before I go. It's not quite. And then I need to come home. I need to finish painting this, and this has got this new black Norglass enamel on it, which is sort of starting to dry on the top. It's a nice finish. It's really nice. No brush marks. Pretty happy with that. It's really nice. But it's sticky underneath. Not sure why. But that's what I've got to do this weekend, is get this and the step up and running. I've also got to make some 1/2-inch Whitworth nuts to go on the coach bolts that hold all this together and clean them up. I've also got to fix this because someone says at some point on the 15th or something in the month, it needs a light, this is going to be needed. So we've got to fix that, right? That's this weekend. Next weekend after that, I'm going to Fridges to Bay House Sit, and we're going to paint the smoke box and the border of the roller. Another name on the list. So that's that weekend. And then the one after that is Petrie Steam Fair. So I've got to go back up there again for the Sunday at least, and then I might get something done Monday and Tuesday. We'll see how we go. I've got to do chores and things. And then the 15th, which is the one after, we've got to go back down for a shed build weekend at Shannondale. And that brings us halfway through June. Holy crap. And then we're like a month away from Glen Ray, which means I've got to have fire bars and all this stuff back on the roller and the border inspection done and yeah, all that stuff. Anyway, that's where we are. So don't speak ill of Christian, he's here. So that's my weekend. In the middle of all this, I've got to get a parcel to Bill anyway. I've got to get... Oh, it's a bit out of hand anyway. But let's see how we go. There's not going to be much happen to that little engine. There's not going to be much happening to the lathe either. So that's where we're at. Now I'm writing down people's names as they come into the chat. I don't think I've missed anyone. Oh yes, I have. Look at that. Judy and Randy snuck in as normal. I don't do this very often. And this is very, very shorthand annotation, so hopefully no one's got names that are the same. Yeah, we keep records. So I've done this weekend in an off couple of hours. I had or half hour or something. And it didn't have long. I had a bit of board and I put some paint on it the other weekend. And had an off couple of hours this weekend. So I've done this, right? Which I think is kind of cool. Like, I think it's funny. Don't know if anyone else thinks it's funny, but everyone needs this in their shed, right? Everyone needs this in their workshop. I think it's kind of cool. It's, what's it, 600 or something? I haven't really measured it. I could get a tape. I think it's about 610 by about 200. No idea where the tape measure is. It's a mystery. I think it's on the front seat of the car. If anyone's looking for the tape measure, it's on the front seat of the car. It could be over here, but it's not. So it's probably on the front seat of the car. Anyway, anyway, I'm going to give this away tonight. Right? I'm going to post it to someone. If you're in the chat, anyone who's in the chat, I'll draw your name out before the end of it, and I'll probably stick one of my business cards on the back. There's nothing on the back. Presso did suggest that we put please do not bang wet umbrellas on this sign, which I think is also a very excellent idea for a sign, and I might actually do that one. Please do not bang wet umbrellas on this sign. I think that's a very excellent thing to put on a sign. I thought that was funny. Good on you, Presso. This is to be hung on the wall somewhere, right? The correct way to hang a sign in a workshop of this caliber is to put 2 Tech screws, one here somewhere and one here somewhere, between 2 wall joists. It's the correct way to put that up. You put one in, and then you sort of check it level against the tin on the back, and you put the other one in. So that's cool. Nigel's here too. So put his name away. QR code things all right. Not much good on the back of anything, especially on a sign. So that's what we're doing. It's there. I just propped it up there out of the way because every other available surface in this workshop at the moment seems to have bits and pieces on it. If you have plaster-lined workshop door walls, you can hang it up by more conventional and more la-di-da means if you like. But yeah, see how you go. Anyway, if you're in the chat, I've written your name down and you're on the list. So I'll post that anyway. It's not very heavy. I'll stick a couple of bits of core flute, one each side, strap it a bit and stick it in some padding and post it away. There you go. Now, the other thing I did yesterday, which is back on the roller, the dial filer video series on Nigel's channel, actually. Go Create Hobby Machine. Go Create Hobby Machine. Go Create Hobby Machine Shop. Yes, we were right. It's a very good series of videos. Anyone who's looking for videos to watch, a very good series. All Nigel's videos are very good, so you should go and binge watch them. Especially his tool videos, but if you watch enough of his miniature railway videos, you might actually be persuaded to make some more. There we go, no pressure. So anyway, that's this Norglass Black, right? This is the hose holder for the side of the running board. The running board's got the first coat of varnish on it. The other thing that stresses me a bit about this whole itinerary for the next few weeks thing is that the varnish really needs 16 hours between coats and some sunny weather. So it needs 4 coats, it says, or 3 coats, and the final coat not more than 2 weeks after the last one. So that takes us to about Glenray Timber Festival, to be honest. Jim and Randy, you're on the list anyway. Pulled the brass boiler banding out and cleaned it up a bit, scraped some of the dirt off it, basically. And discovered that a couple of these end pieces in brass have been made up out of a bit of 8mm brass flat, and they look pretty ugly, to be honest. So you got to get a couple of these cast to make up for the ones, and they're riveted on the bands, and they go around the boiler with a bolt in between. So James, yeah, it looks really nice. This is a nice enamel. I'm pretty happy with that. I hope the grey goes on as nice. So got to get a couple of them cast. Got to get 8 of these cast too. These are the thumb screws that hold the motion covers on the roller. They have got a bit of a curve in them, Tea Biscuits. I've cast them straight because they're a whole lot easier to mould, to be honest. A whole lot easier. Probably could put a bit of a bend in them, but once you linish the back of them off flat and then probably put them in a vise and give them a gentle tap around the curve with a hammer, they'll be fine. So that's the plan with that. So there are more jobs. We've got the motion covers pretty well drawn up. I've still got to make sort of cardboard templates for them and see how they look. Get a bit of cardboard. Yeah, they're not real thick. They'll bend real easy. Speaking of locomotives race, I noticed that Brendan Gill, who's quite often in the chat, has actually completed his locomotive this week. Now that's a pretty crazy thing to say, but it looks awesome. It looks really nice. He's done a nice job. I don't think they'll snap because the bend's on this piece and they're just riveted to a piece of 2mm or something. It's pretty thin. It's thicker than 1/16th. But they're just riveted to a piece of brass and they go around the boiler. So even if they weren't flat, they would sit reasonably well. But even if they were flat, but I think we'll put a bit of a bend in them. Don't think they'll bend. Don't think they'll I don't think it'll worry it. And they come out of the mould, cast them in brass, and as they come out, they'll be pretty soft. I think they'll be right. That's the easy and quick way to do it. I'm not spending time on that. I'm pretty impressed that those are finished. How tight are the bands when they're done up? They've got to hold sheets of tin on. That's kind of where we're at. I don't think they're particularly tight as such. They've just got to stop them falling out. Project's never finished, it's just abandoned. That's correct. Matt Phillips in the chat. We didn't write our Matt Phillips name. Give me a second. There you go. Also in the box. So that's where we're at with that. Now, there's a countersunk hole drilled in the middle of this. If anyone has any idea, Christian or Fridge or whoever else is a roller person, what this hole does, which is a machined hole, right in the centre there. I don't know if you can even see that, to be honest. You probably can't. It's a pretty ordinary sort of a light. But there you go. Countersink hole. No idea. It's a bit small probably for... Anyway. I think the countersink's on the wrong side, but I'm guessing it's a rivet in there to rivet this belt underneath it to stop it falling out when you undo the buckle. I'm not sure about that, but I'm suspicious that's what it's for, and if so, we'll just leave it. I'm very good at starting projects and never finishing them too. I do make occasional progress on some of them. I'm making occasional progress on this at the moment. I haven't made any occasional progress on that little engine for quite some time. Oh, you don't get 2 chances, righto. Sorry, of course it was you. There you go, you're out. Chirp makes some amazing woodworking tools, so you should check out Chirp's channel. He doesn't monetize and he doesn't promote or anything else, but he's way underrated. He does some amazing stuff, so you should go and check that out. You should be subscribed to him because he's a nice guy anyway, even if you don't watch his videos. So go and subscribe to him. Dan Shed too. Someone asked on Facebook whether Dan had a channel. I didn't see that he promoted himself and put a link up to that, but maybe he should because he does have a channel. Bill has a channel. Nigel at Go Create has a channel. James P in the Shed Shop has a channel. There's a lot of people here. I think Adam Carmichael has one. Journeyman Randy has one. Machine NZ has one. Who have I missed? I'm just sorry about the bump. Who have I missed? Who else has got one? Sometimes Dan even has new content. Yeah, not very often, but sometimes. He's kind of busy. Stuart has one. Tea and Biscuits has one. Oh yes, Tea and Biscuits made a couple of really cool video series on building steam engines. That's right. You should check that out. Anyway, I have a channel. I don't use it much. Actually, I posted a video this week, and I guess you've all seen it. And I was live with Mark. Mark's got a good channel too. He's restoring a roller. It's a little bit smaller than mine. Half his luck. It's just as cruddy. It's going to be nice. But he's been very, very helpful. Really appreciate his assistance with rollers. Paul saw it but didn't understand it. What did he see? So, PJ, if I can call you that. Is that who it was? We go back here. JG, sorry, JG Polder. Going to quiz you. It says you've got a it's a rivet hole for the strap. 100%. Christian says probably. I'm sad that you're sick. Matt Peterson's here. Oh my gosh! Now I've got sidetracked again. There you go. It's in the if you took the boiler bands off, well, why didn't you ask for info on how they go back on? Here, this is a very interesting question, Paul. They were off when it arrived, yes. They've never been on while I've had the roller. The roller's not really been clean enough to put them on since I've owned it. It's a sad but true fact. was a van load of bits that were sitting in an oil tray beside the roller that had come off. Things like, basically the roller was in much the same condition when I bought it. Well, it wasn't quite, it had the fire bars and stuff in it, and we had it in steam. But the doors were out and the running boards were off and the cladding was off and the canopy was off and all that sort of stuff. And slowly we're putting it all back on. Never actually... Yeah, absolutely. Anyone who's watching, jump on the chat. I know you don't like to do that, but going to post this sign out. It's very cool. Canopy was a bit poor looking, like a lot poor looking. Compared to what it is now, it was terrible. Now it's pretty Mickey Mouse. Didn't pull it apart, never seen it on place. Now, to be honest, since I've owned the roller, I've never, ever, ever stood beside another DNA Fowler roller anywhere in the world with a view to looking how it goes back together. Because while I love to travel, and I've got this awesome theory that travel would be something that's in my future, and I've done a lot of travel. The thing is that steamrollers and travel don't always go together as well as they could for some reasons. Yeah, just look, if you lower it, yeah, anyway, we'll get on to that. So I've never seen a roller that's back together. That's why I'm asking stupid questions about things like boiler cladding, because I've never really... It's got a lot of cutouts and things in it, and until you lay it out and see where it all fits next to the roller, you haven't got a clue where it all goes. And you can't really lay it out and see where it all fits next to the roller without some sort of cleaning effort expended on it, because it's got an inch of grease on it. So what I'd like to do this weekend, and what I thought I would like to do, my plan for this next weekend was to pull all that out and scrape all the dirt off it and give it a coat of undercoat. My real plans for this weekend are going to be fixing that mud hole and a trip to Petrie and some paint and probably finishing this sign down here that I'm working on, and probably some laundry and some sleep if I get it. Anyway, the cladding's all there. It looks like everything's there. It's just some of it is a bit rough in places. Like, it's been thrown together with repairs that sort of are a bit B class, to be honest. So there's no point putting it all back together unless you put it all back together right. So we might as well go together and make things like this bracket, some of them, things like that, and make it all nice. Christian, if you drop yourself to the level of OnlyFans and you're open-minded and you're prepared to do stuff for money that most people wouldn't, you will find with whatever subject matter that someone is willing to pay money for the services that you're going to offer. If they're not, you haven't dropped the standards far enough. Probably you need to be losing fingers or have the promise of losing fingers one at a time in a fan to make that pay. But people will pay. Anyway, going to give this sign away. Anyone who's interested, if you're watching, and there's 19 people, I've probably got 19 names. Anyway, what model did you say that you had? I'm sorry, you're brand new in the chat. I'm still getting on top of that. we're working on this still. I've got this actually made. I haven't made bushes so that I can drill this. The only reason I'm putting steel bushes in these really, or brass bushes, is so that I can mark the holes accurately and drill them with a hand drill through the bushes and put a couple of screws in there, tap them and put screws in them. Then put the plate on there for the taco. That's another project that's not going to happen in the next month or so. Don't expect too much. This project between here and this end, nothing's happened there either. So that's a bit terrible, but I've been slack. Goodness gracious, there's already several only plans. There's a lot of only STL. That's the modern one. I'm kind of thinking that if you start promising to put your hose in the fan, Bridget might be feeling sorry for your potential on OnlyFans and step in and give you a hand, and that's probably the way forward. Sorry to say. Anyway, so this cupboard's nearly finished anyway. That's what we're working on at the moment. There's another cupboard to go down there that I haven't even thought about. There's yeah, I haven't even looked at the gear change. I do have reversible gears on this now, so I have forward and reverse, fast forward and reverse. I don't as yet have some method of operating this with foot pedals. We're still working out the logistics of this. I mean, anyone who's interested in launch lathes, and in all seriousness, there's not a lot of information about them. I know a little bit about them, and I've got lots of accessories for the A2, which is the baby one, I guess. I wonder which, if you've got a Launch Schmidt Model A, I wonder which size collet it's got, which will give you the final, which will give you the rest of the number. So there's my baby. It hasn't been even started up for some considerable amount of time, which is a bit slack. We could do it now. And the reverse is out of gear because we've put this washer here and here. If we move this back, we can select reverse gear on here on the other side. And we've got forward and reverse. If I've got a screwdriver, we could probably do that. No idea where all the screwdrivers go. Oh, there's one. So That's reverse, stop, forward. Probably we need some oil somewhere to make all that run nicely, and you need to cut the runs back and forth. Just forward, stop, reverse. So very useful for thread cutting. I don't know, I guess I've showed that on live stream, but that's how that works. Belt double as a knife sharpener? Probably not. It probably should. I guess you probably could, except it's got that alligator fastener in it. So a bit noisy, but it all works. The reason for alligator fasteners rather than lapped glued seams, which are probably better and nicer and quieter and easier and much nicer, is that this is a fixed shaft and a fixed shaft that are bolted between two surfaces, and there's no tensioner, so you can't tension a belt. If you make one up on there and it's the wrong length, you've got to shorten it up. Chirpy, running, spinning the chuck off. We have a collar on the back of the chuck with a lock collar, so it's not going to spin off. This chuck's been modified to run backwards. Done that. My other chucks probably haven't, but most of the work I would do with that sort of work is probably collets. But this particular chuck, when I made the new back plate for the new chuck, I put a lock collar on it, which seems to be very effective. We screwed that lock up. See, that's actually not screwed up, but if you do that screw up, it don't come off. So that's the launch lathe. That's all you're getting out of that in the next few weeks. It's got multiple speeds. Yes, it's got 3-speed here. If we run this off here like this and back up on here, probably is something you can almost do one-handed or not. You probably can't either. You probably can. No, you can't. You could probably do it this way. Yeah. So there's a low speed, medium speed, high speed. This is these are match belt spoolies. This is the original one. This one here I've sort of made up. This was ugly when it came. This one here was timber jammed in the end of it with a piece of PVC pipe for the bore and another piece on the outside with Teflon tape around it to hold it all in place. It was very ugly. So we've actually machined this to match this. So the belt works on all three. There's no speed reduction here. This just runs down to a long pulley on the bottom. So these move backwards and forwards on the long pulley and the underneath. Slideways. You're going to have to ask me more information. Tell me more information about that. I have drawings and a plastic plan, a plastic plastic 3D printed model, proof of concept, modified from a design in Model Engineer. The design in Model Engineer as built didn't work. This is about 1910 or something like that, 1908, for a pulley. Like a reduction pulley or basically a internal back gear pulley for up here. Now, if you put that pulley on this one, you pull this one apart and put that pulley inside there, it would work as a driven pulley. And that would give you half speed again, which is really nice, and twice speed again. I'm not going to do that because I'd have to sacrifice my, oh my gosh, I'd have to sacrifice my index plate, and that's too useful. It gets used too many times. So rather than have this work with a planetary gear system, I've changed it about and I've sort of got it to work. So I would like to put back gears in there and make that work. It's a matter of pulling a pin out or putting a pin in to retain the middle so the outside spins at a different speed. It's kind of cool. Hey, Raymond. So that's the thoughts for back gears. It's on the project list, but it's a long way down the track. It's a long way down the track. I've also got a pulley here. I've got two pulleys that fit here, brass pulleys with the same size V in them. A little one, a big one. Raymond's on the list, so that's awesome. So I've got this one, which is about 6 inch a bit, and I've got a smaller one here. Now the idea was to run a cutting frame off them or something like that, or a cutting frame for making clock gears or something like that. So they're there, but it hasn't happened yet. Anyway, that's a bit of an overview. Everyone's had that 1,000 times, but that's an overview of the lathe. This is the thread cutting attachment that I've built. Everyone knows all about that. There's a couple of good videos about that if you want to go and check. Oh, well, there's a couple of videos. I don't know if they're good or not, but this is a work in progress as well. We're still working on that. But at this point, it's all sort of working. And I'd like a month just to sit down and fix this. Yeah, much better than the lottery. Lottery is pretty good chances to win. Anyway, that's on the list. I also need to fix these lamps, make electric versions of these sometime before Glen Ray in 6 weeks, 7 weeks, or whatever it is. They're probably not going to happen, to be honest. It'd be nice if they did, but they're not going to happen. I've been meaning to do them since last year. I don't think it's going to happen. I'd also very much like to machine that casting down there. That one. Or the other one behind it. It's the new one. Which is the casting for the Bay of Peacock engine. But that's not going to happen either. Obviously, there's a big market for fantails if no one's eaten them in the last 12 months. Fantails are a sticky caramel sort of sweet with chocolate on the outside in yellow wrappers that are sold here in Australia, or were sold here in Australia until about October last year, I guess. So no one's actually noticed, obviously. But I've got everything I need to machine that, and I could do that, but it hasn't happened, and it's not likely to happen before Glen Ray. I'm feeling it a bit. I've also got they weren't good quality. They were not particularly good for anyone's teeth, and you've got to be, yeah, not my thing either. The guard's off the grinder because the grinder has, where is the grinder? There's the grinder. The grinder has a wire wheel on it, which is, they're fighting words. So in preparation for actual paint stripping on the roller, we've got a wire wheel on the grinder. That's pretty exciting. The guard won't go on it without it. What else? There's no real progress, to be honest. That's about it. Got to fix this. Could have some light over here again. What I'm going to do is is machine this off or mill it off. I think the polite way to do that, Bill, is to leave some of the details out. I'm going to cut this off and bore it, 5/8 or something, probably. I think it's a 5/8 thread. Bore it out all the way through. Probably machine the back off or grind the back off as well. And then I'm going to make a new stud with a flange on it, something like that. Nice round corner like that, big round corner. And make that a pretty nice fit, push fit in there probably. And take it over to a mate's press and probably heat it up and rivet the end of it over. I think that's the plan. And thread this end for this. This has been cracked for some time, I would say. It's looking pretty ordinary. I reckon it's a bit crystalline around the edges there. I reckon the thread's been pretty ordinary for some time right there on the root of it. And it's a wonder it didn't fail at some point in the past. Right, it's not a big job. It'll take me 2 hours probably, but I just haven't got to it yet. I'm guessing that these should be done as well. These are for the same engine, and I've been slack with them. I've got them ready to basically set up and machine the backs of them and finish the tops of them. It's not a big job, except there's a fancy profile on there, and we probably should make a form tool or something to do that. I don't know. File them up probably. So that's not a big job either. It's just a matter of fitting it all in. Someone wants to come and give me half a day's work. We should goof off and go to the movies or something. Not sure about brazing into cast iron in that particular application in a boiler. I'm feeling like that might be bad. Yeah, the Myford's a bit undercut, really. I'm sort of feeling like the Myford's a bit underpowered for this sort of work. Sorry, but Christian might come help. I think this will be all right, but I just actually think it'd be pretty damn good if we fixed it like that. I don't really feel like in any way, shape or form brazing a steel bolt into it. Myford would do it easy. The Myford's all right. I'd have to get used to it. My lathe will do it easy too. I've got a bit of bar. There you go. It's a bit of steel bar to do it. Just a matter of cutting it off and making it right. Wire wheel for the 9-inch. Get into it. Go for it. There's a wire wheel for the 5-inch here if you want it. But Christian, if he turns up, that's on not this weekend, the one after. If you turn up on Sunday, we could get some stuff done, but that'll be at Shannondale. I'm probably going to strip the front end of the roller and put some paint on it. That's what I'm going to do. We'll see how that goes. If it's raining, I'm probably going to... I've got to paint Fridge's tins for his new motorbike. And I've got to do a set of Land Rover doors, and I've got to do a Bedford door. So that's my weekend gone without even touching this. But anyway. Bill's right. Peter should be on the list, even though he hasn't really. He's not here tonight. It's the first night in forever that he's not. And I know he's got computer problems and stuff. I'm not stressing over the doors. It's just something I need to get done. And if it's raining, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be stripping paint off the roller. That's how we at with that. You notice that he hasn't mentioned the tins for the new bike. He hasn't made that not a priority. Because, oh yeah, the tins for the bike can wait too, he said. I see. No, I don't think he said that. I think that he's on a deadline with him, so we've got to run that. It's just a basic pinstripe. I've got to order a tin of paint this week. Jeez Louise. I've got to have a look on the One Shot catalogue and order a little tin of One Shot to do them. Pics on Discord. Why do you do this to yourself, Dan? Why do you do this to yourself? Fridge, you're crazy. Why do you do this? What do you think? I've got a bike in bits there. I can get that to a show in late June. It's only like 5 weeks away. We'll be fine. The panel beater hasn't actually done anything, and the yeah, most of the other bits aren't here, and it's still in a lot of bits. But yeah, we can do it. We've only got to do this, and this as well, and build a shed. It's fine. Sorry. You've got to have this conversation with Fridge occasionally, or he just overloads everyone. And if you don't laugh about it, then you go silly. Anyway, he's also helping run Glenray at Timberfest, which is awesome. Which is happening. Have we got a date, Fridge, for Glenray for Timberfest? Because someone will want to make a weekend of it and come and stay with us. If you've got a date, we'll announce that. Now, when you can't read that pencil, that's a brand new one I picked out of the packet. And it's only a sharp one. And the reason it's a sharp one, the bike show. Last week in July is Glenray Timberfest. This is the H5. That's why you can't read it. Anyway, while we're all standing here, and we'll get back on topic, I've got a giveaway. I'll put this back up here because I think it's it's not a bad job, I guess. Got a sign. Why is this zoomed out? Saturday, 27th of July. This is like, feels like 2 months away, but it's not. I'm going to post this out to someone, and I've written everyone's name who's in chat. If anyone isn't in chat and they're watching this, you should totally get in, but you've only got a few more minutes because it's not going to run on. I'll post this to someone. If I draw your name out, get in touch with me. Either jump on Discord or send me a text or message me on Facebook or organise a time if you're local, or Send me your address, something like that, and I'll get it away to you. Probably before Saturday, the 27th of July. Can't promise, but I think I will. Anyway, tea and biscuits going to a meeting. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Take care. More updates on the traction engine. It's looking good. Anyway, we better draw a name out of the hat or the box. Now, I don't know if this is shaking them up particularly well. It's probably in order of appearance. Can't see inside the box. You'll have to take my word for this. I'll mix them up. Now, this is a bit nervous because I don't know who I want this to go to at all, so that's why I'm doing it like this. If I'm sending it to you, Chirp, I'll send you a boiler as well. It's sitting right there. There you go. Anyway, I've got this and it's going to save me on some postage, right? Right, this one here is going to save me on some postage. Because this guy's local. No. I think we need to draw this again because they weren't real mixed up. I'm nervous about this. I hate doing this. One's fallen out. This is not really well thought out. Redraw. I don't know. I don't know. Righto. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I need to shut up. Why I even do this live stream? Anyway, this is another job I'm going to do. Let's have a look at this boiler. It says Chirp. There you go, Chirp. We better have a look at this boiler. Gift for Chirp. This is ready to go. It needs a polish up. It's pretty good, really. It hasn't got a burner, is what it doesn't have, and it needs bolting up. It could do with the dust off, and it could probably do with some fresh paint while we're doing stuff like that. Right, I promised this to Chirp, what, 5 years ago? Now, there was a set of castings sent in exchange for that, and I got my part of the bargain. The trouble is with sending this to Chirp, right? There's two of them. The problem with sending this to Chirp is that I've got to get in and make the engine. And it's a nice little engine. 3 or 4 years. Paul's postage will break you. Chirp's postage will probably break me too, but we'll get that to him. This is passed to about double 35. I've pressure tested it, got it all going. It's fairly nice. It's got stainless steel edges. It's been kicking around for long enough that the end paints need some heat proof back, and I might do that with the stuff for the roller before we send it away. Apart from that, it's all in place and it's all fitted. It needs a burner in it. Gonna have to think about that. It's a Smithy's type boiler with with tubes underneath, and it's got a 1/4 inch pipe which needs a circlip or something on it to, or fitting or whatever. You want to put an olive on it and silver solder or soft solder it or whatever you want to do for steam takeoff. So better send that to Chirp and the sign. So that's awesome. And there's no reason I haven't sent it except that I really need to get my backside into gear and box it up and send whatever stuff I've got to send. So I've got Chirp's address somewhere. I've probably got to look it up. Like I said, he's an awesome guy. He has some awesome content and he does some cool stuff and he's a big member of the community and we love him to bits. So no excuses. I'm going to send him this. It's pressure towel, I think the pressure relief valve set to 35. It's got a decent ball type safety valve. Oh yeah, 3 or 4 years is about normal, Adam. But all it needs is a burner. And I did have a burner half built, so it's probably just a matter of finishing that. Something I can do overnight. So we'll get a burner sorted for that. We'll get that away. We'll test it. We might even run an engine on it before we go. So don't expect it this week. But link to Chirpy's awesome woodworking tool channel and casting and foundry channel. Chirpy's Tinkering, this is the guy. If you come back later on and click on his profile, it'll say go to his channel, I think. YouTube blocks links from Chirpy. I don't know why. We need a red blue wrench and the only one's Peter and he's not here. Anyway. So that's very cool. Needs an excuse to get away. He might even get his steam engine finished now. He's got a boiler. Blue spanner can do it. I could probably do it too, but it's a bit sketchy on this device. I probably should make a couple extra blue spanners. I don't know anyone who's responsible enough. Yeah, there's no shortage of mods. It's just that none of them turn up anymore. That's where we're at. Nobody's responsible enough. There you go, Chirp. I'm going to do this right now. Probably. No, don't nominate Dan and Stu. That's stupid. Chirp is in northeastern USA. There you go, Chirp. Good stuff. Chirp's in Pennsylvania. I'd like to say Pennsylvania. I don't believe that that's right, but I'd like to say Pennsylvania. No, there you go. There you go, blue what? Anyway, so we're sending a parcel to Chirp. So that's the kick I needed, and I'm glad I did that because it's been too long. Send this across. I might do another one and send to someone. Presso had a very good idea. And I might do another one and do another giveaway. We'll see. But I will get this to you, Chip. Find a box for it in the next 24, 48 hours and make sure everything's right. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. I need some sign writing practice, and I've got a lot of small boards and I've got a lot of good ideas, so I might do a couple more fun things. And Chirpy saying, I send that to Chirpy, he can re-gift it or he can hang it up or he can do what he likes. But there we go. Anyway, I'm out, I think. It's nearly bedtime. I've got 1,000 things to do. I've got I better get on and do some CAD work, and I probably should get Bill's thing sorted, and I should get Christian's little voltmeter sorted. It's got a twisted up hairspring. That's easy enough job to fix if I sit down without interruptions. And golly, now you've got a weird day with this fridge. While I've got you here, when do you want this by? Is it Staples now getting it printed? Oh my gosh. When's your next run with this? Anyway, let us know. I'm out. Thanks, guys. Get better soon, Bill. Get better soon. Anyone else who's not feeling real good. Good you all tuned in. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you guys. I'm going to do this draw thing again because I've got other ideas, and we'll send some stuff here away. Stuart, Christian's the guy. Is Christian still there? That's Joe turning up. Is Christian Ender still in the chat? If Christian's still in the chat, maybe we could have a few minutes and talk to. What's wrong? What's wrong, Joe? What are we talking about? No, Christian's disappeared. Christian's disappeared. Look, next week we'll go out and we'll... Oh, yeah, Christian's there. He's here. Christian's the man. Does they need a fuse holder for that type of midget fuse? I'm coming out, Joe. Give me a second. Let's go and look at Joe's project, if anyone's got a minute. See what's happening out here. Joe's asleep. Joe's over here. What do you need?
I'm trying to find a fuse, and you get these, these little these fuses here.
Yes, and, the ceramic ones.
And you can get these neat little fuse holders like this. But I just need to know the keyword for, I think this one's too big. Like, what's the standard for fuse sizes that you Google? This is a 13532 fuse terminal. It's quite a small fuse that I need, like 2 amps and 5 amps and stuff. I'll just get rid of it. So it's this sort of thing. 2 amp midget fuse, class G, capital G. You can just see there's a lot of nomenclature sort of there. Yeah, I'm just wondering if they, is this a type A fuse holder or something, and I want a type C because it's a small one, or just wondering if anyone knows. Otherwise, I'll just keep going through this.
The length and diameter according to JCar, Adam says.
Okay. Because
I
you're
don't know if that makes sense.
irresponsible and need to manage the rest of us. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep looking. Yeah, the length and I guess it is the length and diameter. Hey, like that's obviously what the
I guess
specification
so.
will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So this is where this is happening. See.
yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm a qualified Sparky wiring this here up.
3AG is the standard for automotive, and the smaller is the instrument fuse.
Okay, cool.
Dan says JCar is your friend.
Okay, I'll have a look at JCar. Thanks for that. I'll start. JCar is a good place to start. I'll have a look at that.
Anyway, this is what
That's the
what
surface
progress looks like.
That's the surface grinder wiring. Yeah.
Kevin, that's how you do it.
This has all been overseen by someone. So I did connect a few of these, but qualified Sparky
You
is coming
protest
back.
too much. You protest too
Yeah.
much. Woo. M205 is 20 millimeters by 5 millimeters.
Oh, okay. So it's probably, yeah, okay. All right. Thanks for that. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. It's looking a bit flash. I think this will be really quite good. Yeah, it is looking a bit flash. It's all a bit. A lot of orange wires. That's going to confuse someone one day in the future. But anyway. So that's what's happening out here. Anyway, I'm going to call it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for that last bit of help. Send us an address, Chirp. I'll get that sorted. And at least you didn't use all the red wires. Chirp says that's very fair. Dymo have some good cable labels. Orange wires need some numbers, Dan says. Yeah, they've sort of got some numbers. Easy to fix later. Yeah. Righto. We've got a Dymo there. I wonder if that's you need a special label maker for that. Take care. Journeyman Randy, send us a picture of what you end up with. That's awesome. No copyright on that, so anyone who wants a copy of it, go for it. I could probably send you some proper artwork at some point if you really want to do that. But take care, and more soon. I'm out. Hey.